What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tight End Loose Off. What a crazy and wild offseason it has been so far. 2021 is shaping up to be just as crazy as 2020 so far, so I just wanted to talk about a few of the things that happened this week because I think they're worth talking about. First off, 2311 Racing has taken delivery of their first car from Gibbs Racing. So they're starting to get the ball rolling a little bit. They're starting to work on their cars. They're starting to get things ready for Daytona and the races that come after that. Michael Wheeler, who's their crew chief and competition director, oddly enough, tweeted a photo of their hauler. So we know what their hauler is going to look like. It looks great. It's beautiful. It looks kind of like their show car that they had a few months ago. So they're well on their way to be a fully functioning Cup Series team, which isn't easy to do on short notice. Like, they kind of just got this stuff moving a few months ago. So they are doing the best that they can. I gotta say, I'm really anxious to see how 2311 Racing is able to perform next year. They have sold every bit of sponsorship that they possibly can on that race car. They are getting the maximum amount of money that they can from sponsors. So that makes me think about Levine Family Racing or Furniture Row Racing, teams that kind of had some financial struggles that also ended up aligning with JGR and TRD. They really made some massive performance gains despite having some of their financial struggles, especially Furniture Row Racing. So I can only imagine what a team like 2311 Racing that really does not have a sponsorship issue, they're going to be fine financially. Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan both have plenty of money to throw at that race team. They're not going to struggle. I think that's going to mean that they're going to be fairly competitive fairly quickly. So I'm excited about this race team. Their first car, it's pretty much just a body and a chassis, but I would imagine they are probably getting brand new cars from JGR. I think they have the money for it. I think they can afford it. Maybe not their super speedway cars. I don't know exactly the nuts and bolts of that kind of stuff, but this was shaping up to be exactly what Bubba Wallace wanted. He didn't want his equipment to be an excuse anymore. He wanted to be able to go out there and win races, and I think they are well on their way to doing that. To be a winning team in the Cup Series, you got to be near perfect. The stars have to align, and they pretty much have to stay aligned. To be able to compete with a team like Hendrick or Penske or someone like that, you're going to have to be really good. It's not going to be easy for 2311 Racing. Even with all the resources, all the money that they have first year out, they still got some things that they're going to have to work through, and they're not going to know about even probably till they actually get out on the racetrack and they're having to actually deal with some of these things. So we'll see how it plays out for them. I'm excited. I think they have everything that they need to be successful. Toyota needed another powerhouse team that's competitive. This is exactly what TRD needs. So we'll start seeing paint schemes here soon. I'm excited about it. Next up, Kyle Larson is going into Daytona with zero sponsorship. There's been quite a bit of information come out about this over the past week or so. And then on top of that, there's been some drama surrounding his spotter. I'm just going to come right out and say it. Kyle Larson has a lot of work to do to repair his image in the eyes of potential sponsors. And that just kind of is what it is. Obviously, he's a talented race car driver, but there's not a lot of sponsors lining up to break the seal on this brand new Kyle Larson that we've been sold. There's going to have to be a lot of work done. They're not just going to be able to find a sponsor and slap that logo on the race car. There's going to have to be some PR fluff around it. They're going to have to do a lot of work to get someone comfortable with putting their brand on that race car. It's not going to be an easy path, I don't think. And I think that may have been a little bit underestimated by Hendrick Motorsports. He's a great talent. I just don't know that his talent alone is going to be enough to get sponsorship on that race car. The more we're kind of learning about the situation, it seems like they're kind of spinning their wheels a little bit. And then on top of all that, NASCAR Twitter about had a complete meltdown because Chris Moniz was announced to be Kyle Larson's spotter. And then it kind of came out that he had some questionable Twitter activity. Hendrick Motorsports needs to sell sponsorship on that race car. They can't afford negative press, so they fired Chris Moniz. And you can call it cancel culture, you can call it whatever you want, but Hendrick Motorsports can't take a chance on someone like Chris Moniz right now, ruining their ability to be able to sell sponsorship on that race car. Any roadblock like that has to be kind of eliminated. I think it was the right move for Hendrick Motorsports to look at finding a different spotter for that car, even just purely from a business perspective. I think that was probably the way to go. And speaking of NASCAR Twitter in general, I think we can make that platform a lot more fun and inviting for people to engage in this sport that we love so much. You can't control what other people say and do online, but you can control what you say and do online. And just because you disagree with someone or something rubs you the wrong way, you don't need to tweet about it. You just don't have to do that. A lot of people I really like tweeted some really nasty things over the past week, so it's just not worth it. We don't need to be that way. Let's be good to each other. Let's choose to be good to each other. But I'm going to step off my soapbox and ask you what you think in the comments. Be good, be kind, be respectful to each other. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon so you know when I upload new videos, and you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram. Links for those are in the description below. But until next time, my name's Tyler, this is Tight End Loose Off, and I'll see you later.